Hello and welcome to a Smurp video, and we're looking at the final episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, The Return, Issue 4. Written by Amy Jo Johnson and Matt Hotson. Illustrations by Nico Leon and colors by Doni Sanchez Amara and Ed Dukeshire on the letter. Let me just get my camera straight. Apologies, I thought I had it in a good position and then I started. So, Olivia finds the morpher and she morphs and immediately goes flying to the moon, etc. Ready to puke. And then she says, Mom. And then everyone's like, Mom, and all confused. Apologies, let me just get my light into a better position so it's not overbearing. No, you still seem to want to be in the way. Not going well. So anyway, her and Selena start fighting. Oh my goodness, what is going on with my camera and setup today? It's not going as planned. I can only apologize. That is not how I usually roll when it comes to comics. In fact, comics is usually the easier one for me to do reviews without knocking everything. So Selena and Olivia get into it, and Billy says that the dragon dagger is something that can disrupt the field, etc. So they escape with Kimberly freeing them. And then Reg says, when were you going to tell us that you had a baby? She says, I wasn't. I had no intention to. So the party's coming towards them. Kimberly wants to help Olivia, and Jason says, crack on. We've got the putties, and Billy's like, it's like riding an old bike, etc. So, even though Olivia has a power, she does not have the skill that Selena has, and Selena easily does that and grabs the morpher so she can free her mother. So it is time. The machine is activated once more to bring back Rita Repulsa. However, Olivia is... I'm so sorry. You know when something's not right and it's just bugging you? There we go. That's a little bit better. At least I hope that's better. I really do apologize. My camera setup this morning is not going as planned. Clearly didn't have enough coffee. So Olivia jumps in and pushes Selena out of the way. However, she is stuck in the machine. It is not stopping, leading to the surprise. I wish that had been on the next page because it would have been maybe a little bit more of a surprise, because the moment you turn this, you see Tommy, you know what's happened. Tommy's confused. Everybody's old but him, you know. And there's a lot to tell you, etc., including Olivia, who sort of looks like Kimberly, but has a sort of Tommy sort of look as well in terms of the darker hair. So that was the last of the magic to call on to get Rita Repulsa free. So she takes Trini's morpher and she morphs. Now, I find it a little bit bizarre that she is automatically morphed differently to Trini, because it's never been said that the morphing grid attaches to that persona of the thing. So, hey, it is what it is. It's a comic, sci-fi. You know, these things are just explained on a whim. And so Selena is ready to take them. However, Vincent is tired of losing any of his putties, etc., and takes it upon himself to attack the Rangers as well. So Olivia and Kimberly morph, and they start getting into action as Selena was about to take out her husband. Must be weird, Tommy seeing an older version of his wife all of a sudden. So the Rangers are a bit out of their depth until Olivia manages to stab Finster. You know, that's quite an entrance, killing one of the villains, etc. And past the morphers, so they're all morphed, they're ready for action, and they are fighting, etc. Tommy's still trying to make make a headway of it. Olivia gets hurt, and he says, how long have you been a parent? She's like, 10 minutes, and he says, they need you. They've always needed you. And he's still trying to adjust to, Dad, I've got a teenager. So he morphs into the Dragon Sword. The Rangers are back together, and they'll get into it, etc. And it's a nice little poster. I do like that. So if Selena can't get her mum back, she will certainly ensure that she has her revenge at the very least. One thing that I did want to point out, I love the fact that Zach there did the cannon on his power axe. That's pretty cool. That's the sort of detail that somebody who truly sort of cares about these characters in this universe, etc., or this universe that they've created. So this time, Kimberly is prepared to kill to save her family. And then Olivia's like, listen to what you're saying. You're going too far. You're going onto a darker side, even though she's just killed Vinster, man. Let's remember that. Vinster is gone. She just did that, but this is probably a cold-blooded, murderous scene rather than just in a moment, I guess. And then it starts clicking for Tommy. He starts saying, you're Rita and Sid's daughter. Your mother is the reason I'm alive. She saved me by putting me in a morphing grid with her. She's like, why would she do that? She hated you. He said, it's because I saved you. I gave you my my teleporter communicator, and that's how you got off the moon. And that's why I couldn't get off the moon. And she's like, lies. And she says, you were a baby. You were innocent. And, I didn't save you back then to fight you now. And then she just can't cope with it. She says, this isn't over, and flies off. Right. And then he's like, hey, can you tell me what's going on? So we get, apparently these are the Zoo Rangers here, which is kind of cool, I guess. Got a nice picture of when they were young. Talk about Trini and everything she accomplished as mayor. And Kimberly acknowledges that perhaps, she was wrong to break up the Power Rangers because she thought the world didn't need them. Just because there wasn't supervillains. She was unfair on her friends back then. She also sort of admits that, she shouldn't be on the front lines anymore. Bear in mind that Tommy's now got a cougar off a wife. They're not the same age. He's got to adjust to, hey, my wife's like nearly 50 and I'm like 20, 21. That's a big thing to do. But hey, it is what it is. She also gives her morphin to Olivia. So, Tommy's going to be leading the Power Rangers. They've also decided that they need to find Selena and make things right and ensure that she is going to be okay. And he calls on his old Power Ranger friends. Billy says, you know what, I don't think I can do this full time, but, I'm here. And same with Zach. He says, all you got to do is do. Sorry, that was terrible. And then Jason's like, I've forgotten what it was like to heed Sauron's teachings, but you're closer to them because this has not been long for you in terms of when you went into the morphing grid and came back out. And I'll do this if you're leading a team, etc. So he hands over, he hasn't been leading for a long time. So it's weird. I still find it weird that the Green Ranger powers exist and weren't gone at this point, because by the time Rita and Zed were together, but remember, it's another dimension. I think I said this before. I can't remember if they explained it, but if Rita and Zed were together, he was the White Ranger, not the Green Ranger. But in this alternative universe, he is still the Green Ranger. So I'm not sure whether that was just a mistake or what, but it's still there, And then finally, Selena teleports into the command center, and we are greeted by a female White Ranger who says, "Where's Zordon?" Dun dun dun. To be continued. This is just the beginning. I feel like we will get another mini-series next year, because that seems to be the norm. So anyway, I really liked this series. I think Amy, Joe, and Matt did a damn good job delivering what they wanted to tell. It was enjoyable. It had some exciting turns. Some were maybe a little bit more predictable than others, but they've done. I still feel like they've delivered a really good story that I've enjoyed. And that's what comics is about enjoying it. Sometimes we can be a little bit too critical, I think. We live in a world where everybody's critical of everything right now, or everybody's opinion doesn't focus on the positives. I feel like there was a lot of positives from this comic. Now, don't get me wrong, if you disagree with that, that's quite all right. You're quite entitled to your opinion, like I'm entitled to mine. But I enjoyed this. So anyway, if you like my video, do please support my channel by subscribing. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Thank you to everybody that is subscribed to my channel already. Please ensure you look after yourself. And as always, embrace geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.